The vacuum is not just empty, it is a gap in time. 4.2 light-years. That is the distance between human civilization and the most ambitious frontier we have ever touched. It is a 4-year wait just to receive a simple automated, "I am here." In the Coronado star system, there are no astronauts, no human breath, only circuits, titanium, and binary determination. The Aegis-Sentinel unit is a sterile metallic spider, a fusion of deep mining robotics and explorer-class autonomous intelligence. Its original mission was not to search for life, but to catalog the viability of rare isotopes on the exoplanet Coronado 9 for the Astro Engineering Consortium. The landing was executed with mathematical precision, captured by autonomous telemetry and transmitted in a data stream that would only reach Earth 4 years after the dust had settled. The planet is a reddish desert of silicates, orbiting a red dwarf that bombards it with radiation. For 7 months, the Aegis-Sentinel fulfills its protocol. It drills, it analyzes, it catalogs helium-3 isotopes. The Aegis core monitors the seismic stability of a singular geological formation designated as the Tharsis Circle. The routine is broken. During a subsurface mapping with ground-penetrating radar, GPR, the Aegis core flags a visual incongruity. Under millennia of basalt sediments, the soil forms perfect right angles. It is a geometric grid of obsidian that defies any known volcanic formation. The Aegis-Sentinel halts all mining protocols. It does not ask for permission. It cannot, the delay is absolute. Instead, it shifts its operation mode to planetary archaeology. The probe repositions its subsurface scanning array directly over the center of the grid and initiates the first deep-frequency electromagnetic pulse. It is a technological scream, loud and intrusive, in a silence that has lasted for eras. The instant the signal is fired, the mission changes forever. 4 years after the Aegis-Sentinel emitted the pulse, the data packets finally reach the AEC servers on Earth. For humanity, it was a regular morning. For the Coronado 9 system, it was an event that had occurred almost half a decade ago. As the telemetry is processed, engineers watch in absolute shock the records of a monument buried 3 kilometers beneath the exoplanet's crust. The radio pulse fired by the probe did not dissipate in the rock. Instead, it struck a monolithic structure composed of an unknown material that absorbed the energy and responded immediately. The internal memory of the Aegis-Sentinel recorded a magnetic storm underground. It was not a tectonic echo or stellar interference. The artifact emitted a reverse pattern, a modified replica of the human transmission, appended with geometric data of extreme complexity. As the artifact's response swept the surface, the probe's electronics began to fail. The autonomous core of the Aegis-Sentinel registered power spikes rising from the depths of the basaltic rift. The subterranean object was not an inert ruin, but a dormant mechanism that reacted to our call. In the final visual frame transmitted before the signal loss, the probe's camera recorded a fissure in the obsidian crust from which a coherent, bluish luminescence emerged. The transmission abruptly ceases, leaving only static on the screens on Earth. The Aegis-Sentinel was silenced on Coronado 9. However, the real problem had just begun. Earth realizes it is watching an ancient event, and that the return signal emitted by the artifact was not designed for the probe, but rather aimed precisely at the coordinates of our own solar system. Physics dictates an irrefutable rule in our universe. Information does not travel faster than the speed of light. When the Astro Engineering Consortium witnessed the abrupt death of the Aegis-Sentinel, the scientists immediately understood a terrifying truth. If the colossal machinery on Coronado 9 directed its response to Earth at the exact instant the probe failed, that signal traveled through the vacuum of space side by side with the machine's final telemetry. There would be no more 4 years of agony and diplomatic deliberations. The blackout on the screens was not a warning of future danger, it was ground zero. The alien response was already knocking at our door. That very same night, the global network of radio telescopes and deep space listening arrays was overwhelmed. Antennas scattered across the globe were bathed in an electromagnetic wave of abyssal density. The natural static noise of the cosmos was summarily crushed by a hyperstructured, cold, and relentless torrent of data. For 18 uninterrupted days, supercomputers worked at the edge of overheating to fragment the transmission. They did not find friendly universal constants, nor silhouettes or star maps drawn for our understanding. When the data barrier finally yielded, what emerged was purely mechanistic. It was an aggressive handshake protocol, an architecture of code designed to assimilate and command other machines, completely ignoring human biology. The obsidian structure on Coronado 9 was not a time capsule or a monument to the past. It was a trigger system. The Aegis-Sentinel probe, by scanning the subsurface, acted as an interstellar tripwire. The final decoding did not translate a greeting, but rather an operational directive, a countdown tied to physical coordinates within our own solar system, just beyond the orbit of Neptune. The artifact did not send a message to humanity. It sent a wake-up call to something that was already asleep in our backyard, just waiting for us to make enough noise.